Is everybody ready? All right, we'll open up kind of just with a brief statement from Coach, talk about last game and the bye week and everything like that, and then we'll open up to questions.
Okay. Well, we're excited to go into the bye week off of a win. Makes your life a little bit better, a little bit happier as a coaching staff, and I think players can relax a little bit more. We're going to try to take advantage of this bye week by finding some extra days off and being really intentional with our work on the court. Take the opportunity to maybe do some things for us instead of game prep, because you get in the middle of the season and you feel like so much of your practice is about your opponent, and we'll try to take advantage of maybe some things this week that we need to look at.
Questions?
You've mentioned being shorthanded in practice and how that has to change what you're doing day to day. Does that change kind of your strategy going into the bye week and maybe focusing on rest a little bit more that way?
Yeah, it does. A big part of our thought process going into this week was our low numbers and how hard we've had to push some of our players, playing some high minutes in games as well. Now that school is back in session, we have our practice players here, and that's going to make a big difference for practices. So we're going to be able to get back out there and have better practice, I think, now that we're going to have a team to practice against. But definitely the low numbers does adjust some of the things we're looking at this week.
I'm curious, obviously we've been asked about Hannah, and Sydney for a while. Are they in a return to play kind of thing right now, or are they kind of, or what is their status?
Yeah, Sydney is still battling some lingering injuries, and I know she's, it's mentally tough not to be able to get out there and practice. And then Hannah is really kind of a day-to-day, week-to-week kind of thing. So I really can't tell you for sure what her status will be. We just have to kind of go off of what our medical staff is telling us with her.
When it gets to this stage of the season, are you maybe exploring a medical redshirt for either of those players?
Yeah, I think we have to look at all options at this point, what it would mean for them to come back, what it would mean to do a medical redshirt. I just think, it's important that we've kind of had those conversations, and we'll just kind of let their recovery kind of dictate some of that.
I'm curious, at this point in the season, as we're kind of in the midway part of SEC play, how would you just overall evaluate this group? Are you at where you expected to be at this point in the season? How would you evaluate that?
I'll tell you this. We are so critical as coaches of our own team, and we see constantly what we're not doing well, and where we want more. And then just a comment from a peer, a phone call from a peer, text from a peer, somebody in our world, when they compliment your team and they talk about how your team is playing hard and doing some really good things, it makes you sit back and kind of appreciate what we've done well. It's hard to do sometimes as coaches because we do overanalyze everything. I'm proud of our team for their effort, and I'm proud of them for really trying to improve on the things we asked them to improve on. We don't always get it right, and we're not always perfect by no stretch of the imagination, but I love the try, and I love the effort, and I love that they come back, win or lose, ready to practice, ready to try it again. And I think that is a huge component of a program trying to push forward. They've not shut down on me. They've not quit on me, and that's a big deal. I don't expect them to be quite honest with you. I don't think they have that makeup, so that's good. It's a great starting point. Technically, X's and O's, schematically, we need to do some things better that I think we can do better. And, hopefully our players are still excited about the opportunity that we have left this season to get better as a basketball team.
When you talk about having players that don't give up, they have that fight, and they're not turning it off. How important is that in the first season when you're really building something and starting the beginning stages of building something here?
Oh, I think it is critical to have that mindset for a team. I think for, we want to be competitive here at a high level. We do. And we're working towards that. And, you know, you have to have a foundation of competitiveness, and you have to have a foundation of belief and wanting to win before you can really do those things. And this team does. This team has that. And, you know, we're trying to really build on that and push through the rest of the season, like, with that in mind. It's a big deal. And it's not easy to do. It is not easy to do. I think you can, you know, you can watch teams in February and see which ones are ready for the season to be over and which ones still enjoy playing basketball. And so, you know, hopefully our team will keep pushing and keep fighting.
When you get to this stage, kind of this last stretch here, do you recalibrate with the team and recalibrate and refocus your goals? What does that look like heading into this, I guess, last eight games, regular season games?
Yeah, I think this was a good pause for us. We'll do some group meetings this week with our team just to kind of check in, find the pulse of the team, and then I think we got to get through and we'll have another bye week and probably take another big breath at that moment. But I think this is a good week to kind of take a breath, reassess where we're at. Okay, where can we go? What do we need to do now, kind of thing. And I think our players kind of taken, I think the way we've kind of broken up the season, I think they'll kind of take that in a positive way. I mean, you know, I don't know that we'll necessarily give them a goal or you know, change what we're trying to do overall, but I do think just kind of taking this pause is important for them.
Just from your perspective and experience as well, how much is a postseason berth beyond the conference tournament still on the cards for the team?
It's still on the table. I know that there's some opportunities out there. We've got some work to do yet to be bowl eligible, right? You know, that I think that definitely is something we're looking at, and you know, hopefully we can get to that point.
You've mentioned a couple times after games recently that you were still kind of looking for the team to put a full 40 minutes together. Gotten a couple wins now. Do you feel like you've seen an example of what it looks like with the full 40 minutes yet?
No, probably not. You know, I know we got some wins. I don't know that they were complete 40-minute games, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure what coach you could talk to up here that's going to say, yes, we put together 40 minutes for you. You know, I think we are understanding of where we can get better throughout the game minutes wise. We need to finish our quarters better. I think that's definitely an area we can be better. Defensively, statistically, we've not been very good in fourth quarter, so that's an area of improvement. So I think for us, sometimes just bringing awareness to those things that look like trends, to be able to stop them, flip it, and focus on you know, making those changes.
Obviously, last game we saw some of your offensive depth come out. When do you feel like this offense is at its best, and how can you build on that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Our offense is at its best when we're sharing the basketball and we have multiple producers. I think, you know, playing versatile with our scoring, that's when we're at our best. That means we're scoring in the paint, we're scoring off the pass, we're scoring in transition. And I think our players know that, and you know, we will continue to keep sharpening that side of the basketball.
How much of a rock has Grace been? Obviously, just consistently seeming to put up those numbers that we've seen from in the past too.
Man, Grace has been so consistent all season long, and you know, she's carrying a heavy load, and I think she enjoys that. I think she's really embraced the challenge of. We talk a lot about her rebounding, and she's embraced that challenge to increase that in that area. I'm just really proud of her, and I'm happy for her to see that production continue throughout the season.
Any questions? All right, we'll leave it
All
at that.
right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.